Welcome to live session with Sirus Migration. This is the episode 36. My name is Isuru Yapa. I'm an Australian registered migration agent. As usual, today we're going to talk about the latest updates in the immigration news sector, and also we will discuss some of the new criteria came up and some latest news, as well as we will allow some time to answer some of your questions. Unfortunately, today we are very much protocoled by the time, as we have certain commitments. So I will endeavor to answer many questions as possible. So if you have important questions, start putting your questions down in the comment section or the description section down below to this video live at this moment. We are coming to you both through Facebook and YouTube. So if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, please hit that subscribe button or the bell button, or if you're coming with Facebook, hit the like button. So each time when we put up a video, you will be notified and you will get to know the latest Australian migration information as soon as we put it out there. We've got some exciting new videos coming to you very soon, and also we have put out some good videos outlining permanent residency pathways for offshore applicants, especially some latest good news we have. So let's start from there at the moment. South Australian state put out this latest 70 occupations, a list of 70 occupations, which they allow offshore applicants to apply. You need to fulfill two major categories on top of the normal 190 or 491 categories. So with South Australia, they said if your occupation is in one of those 70 occupation, and if you have at least 8 years of working experience and proficient level of English, which is IELTS 7 in each band or similar in PTE or ET, then you'll be qualified for this. So the list is huge. There are good opportunities for sales and marketing managers, advertising managers, public relationships. So the list is 70. I'm not going to read out the whole 70 occupations, but if I pick it out, surveyor is a good one, childcare center manager, geologist, the zoologist. I've spoken to a few zoologists. They didn't have much options left, but now if you have good experience, this is a good opportunity. You require to have proficient IELTS or proficient English. So that's 7 in each band in IELTS. But if you like to learn more about this, the best way is we have this video displaying right above my live video now. If you type PR pathways offshore, or we'll put the description down below for this video, it goes through what are the requirements for this visa in detail. And if you need any support, please feel free to contact us via any of the contact details down below, admin@sirus.com.au, or any of those phone numbers. So that's the latest PR pathway for offshore applicants. So the good news is Australia's, as per our Honourable Prime Minister Scott Morrison's speech a few weeks ago, they are expecting to open the borders for offshore foreign travellers, or including students and other categories. Currently, right now, the 188 visa holders, GTI visa holders, Australian permanent residents and citizens, and certain travellers are allowed to apply for travel exemption and come into the country, but they're expecting to open this up further into students and other categories. So together with this news, we get to see Tasmania opened up slightly with for higher skilled migrants to come from offshore. Now South Australia has expanded it with a wonderful visa program again, giving opportunities for 70 added occupations with 8 years work experience and 2 years IELTS, English proficient English level or higher. So the next biggest news we've got so far is today actually. We got to see this 403 visas being announced. So this is going to be another big visa. We've been talking about agriculture visa being extended to Southeast Asia and certain other countries, giving opportunities for low-skilled agricultural occupations or professional workers to come to Australia and work maybe up to 3 years. You're required to have a sponsor, so accredited or approved sponsor from Australia in a regional in an area where they are approved to sponsor these offshore applicants. Again, we can support you further with these visas, but we are not in the business of finding the employers. But if you find an employer, be in touch with us. They have extended the number of countries who can participate to this program. So if you're a low skilled or skilled agricultural farmer from any of these countries, you'll be eligible to apply as long as you find a sponsor in Australia. You don't need high education or high English to participate into this as well. So the new ASEAN countries, they've extended this visa to Brunei, Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, Myanmar, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, and Vietnam. So if you're from one of those countries and if you got agricultural farming skills, this is a very good news for you and maybe for your family as well. So that's pretty much the latest news so we've got so far this week. On top of this, we've got we were expecting the BSMQ or Migration Queensland to be open in September. They've announced it, but unfortunately we could not see that possible. So I guess there might be some technical issues with I don't know, federal government allocations or something like that, but I cannot tell you more. We've got many applications ready to go. We are waiting for them to open. Majority of the rest of the states and territories are open for 190, 491 and visa categories, as well as 188 A, B, C, D, E categories. So unfortunately, we are expecting a very good program coming out of Queensland, but so far they have not yet opened for the financial year. It has gone to date about almost 3 months since the financial year opened in Australia. So we're expecting a good program to come soon. So unfortunately, we have to hold on, stay tight until they open for the 190 and 491 and 188 visas. Work visa, there's not much major differences. 407s, we're getting to see increased number of applications coming for 482, 407, 482 and 186 visas. We talk about these visas a lot all the time. A good thing about the 482 visa is it does not say skilled work experience, so it can be work experience during your studies or after your studies, or a collection of both, whereas 186 you're expected to perform experience skilled work so after graduation. But 186 visa is a permanent residency visa, ultimate goal for majority of the employees. Most of these visas, you require to be under 45 years of age, but there are pathways through Dharma programs. If your visas are through designated area migration programs, you can probably go beyond 45 up to 55 depending on your occupation and the place of the employer's sponsorship. So it sounds very complicated. We do it every day. We tell all our employers, it sounds complicated, but we're here to help you and guide you the proper way. It's going to be a really easy experience if you do it the right way. And if we get the right people in the business involved, your big bookkeepers, accountants, HR people, if they give a bit of time, and if finding the employee would be the easiest part, as long as you're happy with the employee. So you need to go through certain processes, but if you're looking to employ a foreign worker, whether they're onshore or offshore in a visa, if you need any support, give us a bell. We'll be able to give you a proper guideline how we can help you. GTIs, Global Talent Independent Visas, going really well. There's been many applications since this visa has been introduced. But we get to see good grants for high-profile applicants. There are many applications, but the bare minimum requirements for you is to be in one of the 10 sectors as listed on to my, I don't know whether you call this left or right. Right. Sorry, my video's got flipped images. So if you're skillful from one of the 10 target sectors, and if you're currently earning over Australian high income threshold, Fair Work high income threshold, which is $158,500 or more, and if you're in a considerably higher position, and also if you got some global exposure, prominence in your field, as well as you required to have a nominator. Nominator can be any Australian, can be not any. It can be an Australian citizen or a permanent resident who's prominent and skillful in your target sector as well. So people who do not have a nominator, you may be able to get yourself nominated by ACS for Digitech sectors, or Engineering Australia for engineering sector. So if you speak to the peak bodies of your industry, they might be able to help you nominate you as well, as long as they consider you as a global talent. So that's almost it from the global talent. I'm speaking to a lot of clients every day from all around the world. If you require any support with this visa, we put a lot of videos out there. Each time when we get global talent independent visa updates or legislative updates, we normally put it out there in a video for you, so you can learn yourself. We just want to share our knowledge with you. So the next visa also I wanted to talk about is business visa. Business visa, as I say, 188A, B, C, E. So 188A visa, so all these visas require a state or a territory government nomination, or if it's 188C visa, you can be nominated by Australia as well. So currently all the states and territories are considering the applications, except unfortunately Queensland Migration or BSMQ is not open yet, as you know, for 188 as well as 190 and 491 categories. Okay, Mario wanted me to tell you guys this one. a couple of weeks ago, we started this business visa series, breaking this down, so simplifying it for you to understand the business visas. Business visa does not necessarily require you to have high education, high English, etc. What they look at you is what's your level of skills in business, what sort of turnovers can you handle as a business owner, what sort of assets have you got behind you, and how long have you been operating or running businesses, that sort of backgrounds. So we started doing a business visa series. This week Mario is finalizing one of our latest videos about 188A visa. Sorry, I'm keep on telling Mario and Lena because Lena's going to be upset with me otherwise at the end. So you can expect this video to be out very soon, within a couple of days. So because I spoke about Mario and Lena, I guess they'll be putting it out tomorrow. No. And then we'll be expecting the the 188B and C and E visas as well. With 188B visa, there was a big reformation this year, where 188 people used to come and invest 1.5 million in government treasury bonds, leave it for 4 years and get the permanent residency that way. That was a good pathway. You didn't have to do much, and but the boring part is that was they were only given the government default interest rate 1 point something or 2 point something, etc., or whatever it is at that time. So this has been changed now. It's gone similar to 188C. The level of deposit has gone up to 2.5 million. So you need to invest 2.5 million in Australia, but not with the treasury or not with the government. You need to split it into 3 different sectors: in venture capital, private equity, and also managed funds, and then the new mergers, etc. So 20, 50, 30, it is the same thing for 188C. It's 5 million for 188C. The difference is 188C, your requirement to stay in Australia is very low. You don't have to stay very long. For the whole 4 years, you are only required to stay very minimum time. And also, there is no age limit for 188C categories. If you can if you can invest $5 million of legally acquired invested funds in Australia, whether you're 55 or 65 or 75 years, doesn't matter. But you need to demonstrate that you have a total wealth of 5 million plus without having mortgages. So it cannot be the borrowed money. So your total wealth has to be at least $5 million. But the good part is this: when you use these funds to invest in Australia, you invest them through fund managers most of the time. So these fund managers are qualified investors, which I'm not qualified, or I'm not carrying an Australian financial services license to give you financial advice. These fund managers, with our existing clients' experience, they have done a great job, especially great job investing their money, and they are showing very good returns. So even though the 188B $1.5 million investment has gone from 1.5 to 2.5, the return has also increased in most of the scenarios. Again, I'm not qualified to give you this advice where to invest, how to invest. We can introduce you to fund managers and you can talk to directly, or we can give you the list of approved fund managers or venture capital specialists in Australia who the government is recognized for these purposes. Then you can talk to them directly and compare, etc. So sometimes it's a good venture by going through as well, and then you can, as soon as you qualify with your funds, you can then apply for 888 visa when you're going with 188. 188A, B, and C. The fun one is 188E. 188E doesn't require you to have a big capital behind you or a big business experience. But then you need to come up with a great business plan where you think can be benefited to Australia or beneficial to Australian states. And then you need to show your background. So I was talking to one of our staff today, like if I was to introduce a visa program to another country, I might be a good fit because I've got the background, and if I come up with a great visa program, then I can propose that as my proposal. But for this in Australia, renewable projects or educational projects, if you come up with any of those good projects, either a university or even a venture capitalist, they need to invest in your idea. The guideline is minimum 200,000 in certain states, but it also varies from state to state. Like where we worked in a file right now in South Australia, there's no minimum requirements, but then again you need to impress the state by your business idea, and then you need to have that backup funding by them as well. If you have those two, 188E is an excellent visa. The reason I say it's most exciting, it is exciting for us as well as them, because we have to work hand in hand to achieve this big goal. So it's a big pathway. I really enjoy working with 188E clients personally. Today I don't have my wife next to me, but she's also a very big fan on 188E visas. So if you have any of those categories, be in touch. We are expecting to produce a very good video very soon. Throughout these video categories, you will get to see it within a matter of weeks as well, explaining this in detail. So we've taken more than what we expected, as usual, explaining what we know. Let's take let's take few questions, and then sum it up for the day. Mariu's trying to tell me something. I'm trying to read it out. We had a client, I can't disclose the name, I guess, asked for a 188E explanation today. He's a software engineer, I guess, but it doesn't have to be a tangible asset or tangible program. It can be a software program, something unique, something innovative, something good that you can get a good commercial return or a ethical renewable return or ethical return out of it, so that can be eligible. Remember, your idea, someone else has to invest on it. So if the idea is not as good, they will not invest on it. So you need to wear multiple hats in there too. So let's take a couple of questions through from the YouTube maybe. How does the we got, is Harshan the first person? Yes. Yeah, Harshan. Very well. The question is, how does the prospects of offshore applicants look in the future? It is proficient plus English, correct? So it cannot be IELTS 7 each. Well, definition, the offshore applicants prospects is getting much better. Like we were out of limbo last year expecting what's going to happen to offshore clients, and we are nearly the end of the tunnel, so we start seeing the silver line. We expecting the students and other eligible travelers to travel soon with the proper travel program. So with offshore clients, I think there are many options coming available. The first one, Tasmania is welcoming you now. South Australia is welcoming you now. South Australia, yes, 7+ also means, in my interpretation, if you have IELTS 7, which certain bands over 7, so if you have 7.5 for reading, then, or 7.5 for writing, something like that, then you might be eligible as well. But remember, you need to have 8 years plus work experience as well. Does have to be post-qualification as per VETAS's assessment, because they have deducted 5 years before qualification in total. So the 8 years experience has to be skillful qualification. So skillful work. So you need to have work experience after your qualification for that. Mr. Rohit Sharma, hello sir, hello sir. Last month I am applying for 482 chef visa and I'm fulfill all the requirements. Does my medical and police clearance? Please tell me when we get the visa offshore candidate. So the good part is, Rohit, 482 is 482 chef is a priority listed occupation. So you must be getting your request for medical very soon, and also your police clearance very soon. In certain cases you might not be even asked for police clearance. So I cannot give you the timelines because we don't know how your qualifications been assessed and your skills are. So but if you apply in a matter of 2-3 months, you should get a response depending on your skills again, whether you Australian qualified, offshore qualified, you're going through qualification, academic qualifications, or also you're going through work qualifications, and whether you have skill assessing body scrutinize your qualifications, so forth. Sunil Rai, hi. That's an easy question. Hi. Sorry. I have completed my 2 years of study in Diploma of Leadership and Management and working full-time in as childcare. Can I apply for 190 in NT? Again, yes and no. Yes, childcare, you have opportunities in NT. Then again, we have to go and see what other scores you have, and what's your background, how long you've been living in NT, etc. If you would like to have a further personalized information, Sunil, please be in touch. Call us or send us an email. So we'll set up an appointment with you. Harshan Vadivel, 8 years of work. So we spoke to him, right? Sandeep Sydney, please tell me what is the possibility for management consultant and for general skill independent visa. Possibility depend on what state and what's your point, Sandeep. Same experience, same answer. It's unfortunately I cannot give you a definite answer because I need to consider what's your points and what state, etc. So the best way is write to us, set up an appointment, and we'll go through your whole background and give you a proper answer. Management consultants getting few good opportunities these days too. Anish Topo, my sister has positive skill assessment for marketing specialist. Congratulations. What is the chance for PR, boss? Marketing specialist is in essay list as well. So again, work experience, score, etc. Unfortunately, you need to go through the whole list. Anish, maybe yourself or your sister can be in touch, whether you're onshore and offshore. If you're offshore, the only hope is you need to have IELTS 7+, or similar in other categories, or you need, and also you need to have 8 years plus experience too. Ankush, what are the chances for 190 South Australia welder, 65 points, currently living in Victoria? I would say the first thing is to shift the state. Second thing is 65 is a very competitive mark, but welder is a very good occupation. So I guess, Ankush, the best thing for you is to go find a job in South Australia. You might have good options, and you might increase the opportunities. Primary school teacher, offshore, skill assessment completed, 8+ experience, very good. 190 90 points, 491 100 points. Please share thoughts on occupation score and prospects. Go for 491 when offered. Yes, 491 can be a very good option, Rick, because one, you have greater points, and also I don't know which one you're trying to go, 491 family sponsored category or 491 state sponsored. If you go with state sponsored, you might have to wait a little while, but if you got that much experience, you might be eligible. I can't remember, is primary teacher in? I don't think so. Yeah, so I can't remember the full category for SA, the new list. If you're not in there, you might have to wait a little bit, but you might be able to. I can't remember the occupation list. We can probably go to Tasmania as well with that much points for 491, depending on your background. So I welcome you to send us an email and go through it, as we will explore further for you and give you a proper further detailed answer on this. Bijaya Jaisi, hello Isuru, Yapa, hi. I always enjoy your information sharing. Thank you very much, really appreciate it. Tarukumar Vasa, could you update me about the invitation round for 491? Tarukumar, which state? There are many states having many different programs at the moment. For offshore clients, South Australia is the most active at the moment, and then you have Tasmania as well. The other state, we are expecting the new program, but we have not seen much traction for offshore. Onshore, if depending on your background and your points. Taraka Prabhat, I'm a software engineer. My employer willing to sponsor me, but they don't have previous experience about it. Taraka, we speak to a lot of employers, the same thing. Sometimes they don't have previous experience, and also certain employers, they believe it's too much work and too much hassle. I've spoken to a telecommunication company this morning. They were in the same story, but that's where we come to help. If you like, please share your contact details with admin@sirus.com.au or call us on 13,000 74787, and I will offer you an initial consultation free of charge, and I will advise further how to get yourself organized for this, and if required, we will talk to your employer together and explain it and simplify the process for them. Rohit Sharma, Australian qualified and done skill assessment. Great, very good. So Rohit Sharma is the chef. That's then. Are you currently in Australia, Rohit? Because if you're currently in Australia, you should get processed really quickly. Amin Bari, hi. What are the chances for offshore likely to open for university lecturer? I know, we looking at this option quite a while now. Very soon, I don't think lecturers in that category either. So I don't know how long it'll take. We'll have to go through the list. 75 also is not a very good or competitive points for this program. At times, if you have a good background, depending on your education background as well, maybe talking to certain universities, depending on the sector of your education as well, might be a good option. There are also educators looking to write bachelor's programs and introduce new programs rather than going for lecturer job. You can do a program writer, program coordinator together with the university. So maybe actively talk to universities. You might have better outcome. You're still young as well. You might want to consider other options to maybe upskill yourself by studying further, etc. So Hashan Vadivil, I have already positive skill assessment for marketing specialist, which is very good. Also considering student visa, very good. Please. I would actually consider the I have 5 years experience, very good. I proficient English, IELTS 7 and NATI as well, very, very good. I guess for you'll be able to it's much easier to secure a job and get qualified while you're onshore. So maybe explore yourself a little further, learn how the systems goes. Maybe consider student visa to start with, and then you'll be able to explore further options to work as well. Harshan, if you like, our education team can support you find a good educator and find a pathway, and it costs you no professional fees as well. It's a free of charge service. Send us some information. We'll be in touch. We'll get Mickey's team to be in touch with you. Sean Pereira, hi. Thank you for joining, Sean. And that's it from Sean, right? Dixon Davis. Yeah. I just wanted to know, I'm an electrician working for construction company. Do you think I'm eligible to get visa? Sean, if you have good experience, you might have. I would like to find out whether you're working in Australia or outside of Australia. Electricians, the biggest challenge is for you to get qualified to become an electrician or to get sponsored as an electrician in Australia. You need to have electrical license, and electrical license can be vary from state to state. In my experience, South Australia has the best program. Sometimes shown we've seen people getting upskilled or fill up the missing out part to get qualified to get registration or the license. So the best way is to let us know whether you're in Australia, skilled in Australia or offshore. So the biggest hurdle is to get your licensing sorted out before we plan your permanent residency pathway. Be in touch. We'll help where possible. I'll take maybe 3 more questions, and okay. Now I have to take Isuru's. I'll answer the questions until Isuru's question. Isuru Tisera sounds like from Vasin from Ennapu, so I have to answer it. I will take the questions until then, and we'll call it a day for the day, and we'll be back with you next week. Dixon Davis, welcome back, Dixon. You've been there with us last time as well, I think. 491 state-sponsored visa application submitted in medical done in August 2021. What are the chances of getting the visa grant in this year? I think you have good chances to get the visa. Like, you're secured anyway. You got the state sponsorship. You done the medical. I guess you applied for the visa as well. So there is good chance that you will get the visa within the year. Amit Tiwari, my skill assessment is about to expire and have to apply for new, but now guidelines have changed to ACS. Do I need to submit reference letters from my past employers as well through I have experience letters? So, Amit, this is a very good question. What happens is we see with the pandemic and everything else, there's a lot of people, a lot of companies, they're winding down and they're no longer working. So if that's the case, you can use your previous work experience letters and explain it. If not, you'll have to submit the experience letters again. But I know they have the experience letters from your previous submission, but you'll probably have to resubmit it again. And if they're currently operating, it'll be a good idea to get a new one if possible. But don't forget to keep your pay slips, especially when you getting your offshore skills assessed or your work experience assessed from offshore. Your pay slip, job contract, and reference letters from co-workers, etc. also are very important as much as your reference letters from the employer. So if the employer is not existing anymore, it's not a waste of your experience. You can always use that, but you need to get the rest of the other things. You need to have. It is very important you get your pay into bank. I know a lot of countries still do cash transfers for employees. If you getting your pay cash in hand, maybe deposit it into the bank and record it every month. So at least that's another good evidence for you one day. Aman Bari, my experience reaches to 8 years and language proficiency score is 8 band. Very good, Aman. Education is Master is Commerce, MS Banking, Net Pursuing Strictler, my stream comments on Commerce and Management. Very good. Be in touch. We might be able to help you with South Australian offshore category if you're currently offshore. So, I think you're almost qualifying for this category to apply for a visa. I can't say you are certain, but we can you fulfilling the main requirements. So that's a very good thing. Be in touch. Send us your details. We can, if you like us to help you, we can help you that way. Ronak Raj, when do you foresee ICT BA will open for offshore? What will be the cutoff for 189, 190? 189 is a very tough one these days. No one knows. We get surprising pass marks, getting invitations, etc. And 190, but very, very slow. 190 is still active, but ICT business analyst also is a good profession. I think offshore is the tough one. Keep an eye out for work visas as well, but for offshore category we don't know. Right now South Australia and Tasmania are good with the program, but if not, I wonder what's your score is sitting at like as well. So be in touch. We'll see if we can help you further. So Aman's done. Our final question for the day. Isuru Tisera. I'm a Wazian, me too. From Vennapu, Sri Lanka, me too. I got a positive assessment under organization and method analysis 24712 in 2014. Unfortunately, it's expired. I couldn't proceed further due to personal matters. I'm sorry to hear that, Isuru. I thought of resume my migration process via priority assessment. My worry is my wife is a cancer survivor. Will she able to go through the medical examination? Any advice, please? without seeing the full prospect, I can't give you specific advice. But cancer survivor shouldn't have a massive issue. So it's not like she's carrying tuberculosis or anything like that. So if you like, be in touch again. We'll support wherever possible, but that background shouldn't affect adversely if she's a survivor anyway. I meant to finish here, but Kasun Rajapaksa's got a question there. I'll finish it from there. Quantity survey with 90 points for 190. Is it enough for an invitation? So Kasun, it depends on which state, and 85, 90 is not a bad point. Which state, where you studied, where are you now, etc. It all counts. So if you require further information, be in touch. We will support you further. So that sort of conclude the day for us, and I would like to thank you for joining us and being with us. If you haven't hit that subscribe button or the bell icon, please do so. If you're in Facebook, like us, our Facebook page. It all helps us to continue this program every Thursday, and we are expecting to come back with more exciting migration news next week at 3 o'clock. If you like to discuss your own migration background, bring it on. We will have a chat, or else we can always book us in for personal interviews or personal discussions through 13,74787 admin@sirus.com.au or 0506 Sirus mobile number. So again, thank you very much. Stay safe, and God bless you all. See you next Thursday at 3 o'clock.